In this episode, we will be discussing California eviction of rent-controlled tenant for landlord occupancy. California Civil Code, Chapter 2, Section 1947.10 requires landlords who claim the reason for evicting a tenant from a rent-controlled property is to occupy the property for personal or immediate relative use must do the following. 6-month occupancy required. In any city, county, or city and county which administers a system of controls on the price at which residential rental units may be offered for rent or lease, and which requires the registration of rents, any owner who evicts a tenant based upon the owner's or the owner's immediate relative's intention to occupy the tenant's unit shall be required to maintain residence in the unit for at least 6 continuous months. Penalties for fraud. If a court determines that the eviction was based upon fraud by the owner or the owner's immediate relative to not fulfill the 6-month requirement, a court may order the owner to pay 3 times the cost of relocating the tenant back into the previous unit and pay 3 times the amount of any increase in rent which the tenant has paid. If the tenant decides not to relocate back into the previous unit, the court may order the owner to pay 3 times the amount of 1 month's rent paid by the tenant for the unit from which he or she was evicted, and 3 times the amount of any costs incurred in relocating to a different unit. It is important to note the prevailing party shall also be awarded attorney's fees and court costs. For additional laws and articles, visit AmericanLandlord.com.